Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
So does he need to be here?
Oh, no. Are you able to turn your video on yourselves? I'm having trouble trying to.
It's-
Mine says no.
It says you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, that's what mine says.
I just tried something else to make you co-host.
Yep. It
That
works.
might work.
It does. Hey,
Perfect.
it'll be easy and painless tonight, I hope.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Sorry, I missed the last one.
we'll forgive you.
Well, I have to work like a weird schedule now. So I'm working more in the evening, like I'm at work right now. So it's been harder.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey. Hey.
He was there, but no one's first.
Oh, no. Are you able to turn your video on yourselves? I'm having trouble trying to.
It's-
Mine says no.
It says you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
Okay, gotcha.
What?
We have a video delay.
That's weird.
That was weird.
Cause I was like, that sounds like Matt, but Matt's not talking.
I just tried something else to make you co-host. That might work.
It does.
All right.
All right.
Joe, if you're ready to start, we should be ready.
All right. Welcome to this session of the Board of Zoning Appeals for the City of Richmond for May the 14th, 2020. Will the secretary please call the roll?
Aaron Roberts,
Here.
Joe Green,
Here.
Sayward Salazar,
Here.
Jeff Cook, Sherry Harlan Davis.
And with that, we will please let everyone know that we have a quorum. So any official actions or decisions that we make tonight must be unanimous. Otherwise, the motion will not be carried through. And I guess we do say the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah.
Slide right there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
He's muted.
Sorry, I would hear a motion for the last meeting. I'm sorry about that. Or the minutes from the last meeting.
I don't think we have any minutes.
None, according to
Since we'll have no minutes to approve this session, we'll move on to the proof of publication.
Thank you. This notice was published in advance. It states the time, date, place, and the item on the agenda for this hearing. This notice is in order to hold this public hearing, and I would ask the board to make a motion to accept the proof of publication.
I make a motion to accept proof of publication.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the proof of publication as stands, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? It carries. We will move on right now to BZA 13-2020. That would be the petition of Mid-America Real Estate Management as the owner. Is it Luang Chen as the agent? And they're requesting approval of a variance of development standards to allow for an increase of maximum lot coverage and a reduction in the front and side yard parking setback to 0 feet. And is the petitioner available? And you could please tell us a little bit of the petition.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Can you tell us a little bit about your petition and let us know what you're planning to do?
As we talked in the former meeting, we want to make some more parking in the back corner. And also we want to originally make some parking in the front yard, but now it seems more difficult to make more parking. We decided to make in the front yard a dropping area with there's a picture Matt prepared for us. You can have a look. I think Matt can present that picture, I think.
Yeah, so
Yes.
the map that you have shows the kind of bluish 6 parking spaces that are all measured out on the rear portion of the parking lot with the driving aisle, and then the hatched area near the entrance is the drop-off area. And just for context, on the southern part at the bottom, that hatch is a utility easement, just to show that none of the proposals here are going to be within any power, sewer, any of those types of restrictive easements, basically.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions to the petitioner from the board at this time?
I do not have any questions.
I do have one question, according to the map that we received. Now, the drop-off region, is that going to be paved? Is that just going to be cleared out? What does that look like exactly?
We will pave that to the other parking that are paved.
Okay, so that'll just be paved, and I think I guess the sign and the plants will all be moved back.
Right. Oh no, the sign will stay at there. Just pave that smaller edge area as a drop off area.
Oh, I see. Just the garden area.
Yeah, just take off the garden, becoming a paved area.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other questions to the petitioner at this time? All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks.
At this time, we'll move on to the public hearing. If there's anyone who would like to speak in favor of the current petition, if you could please step forward and give us your name and address and let us know why you would like to speak in favor of the petition. Is there anyone who would like to speak against the current petition? If you could please let us know, give your name and address. Hearing none, we will close public hearing and we will hear from the planning staff at this time.
All right, thank you. This is petition BZA number 13-2020. The petition of Mid-America Real Estate Management LLC and Li Guan Chen is the agent, requesting an approval of a variance of development standards to allow an increase in maximum lot coverage and a reduction in front and side yard parking setbacks to 0 feet, located at 2302 Chester Boulevard. The zoning is GC or general commercial, and the use of the lot is for medical offices. The adjoining zoning to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west is GC as well. We notified 6 adjacent property owners and received 0 written responses. The proposed variances would allow for the addition of 6 new parking spaces on the rear of the property and a drop-off area near the entrance of the dialysis center on the lot. Variances of development standards must meet the following definition of a practical difficulty, which is a difficulty with regard to one's ability to improve land stemming from regulations of this unified development ordinance. A practical difficulty is not a hardship, rather it is a situation where the owner could comply with the regulations within this unified development ordinance, but would like a variance from the development standards to improve his site in a practical manner. For instance, a person may request a variance from a side yard setback due to a large tree which is blocking the only location that would meet the development standards for a new garage location. The planning staff consulted with all city departments and utilities to determine any objections based on public health and safety, and no objections were raised. Staff recommendations for approval based on these findings of fact. The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community because this proposal will not compromise public health, safety, morals, or general welfare as it is consistent with parking arrangements on nearby properties, and the drop-off area has been reviewed and approved by relevant departments. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner because the proposal will conform to all other unified development ordinance and ADA codes, is consistent with parking setbacks on other nearby properties, and the petitioners have expressed willingness to install additional landscaping to conform with the standards of the North Corridor overlay. The strict application of the terms of the ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property because the original development had land banked parking spaces to the west, but the construction of Manor Drive makes access to the building for patients and customers from that area extremely challenging. With the use of this building as a dialysis center, handicap accessible parking in close proximity to the business is essential to provide for patients effectively, providing, and I would note, the last portion of this was from a previous site plan. There is no longer a one-way driving aisle that would need to be maintained here because there is just that drop-off area. So handicap accessible parking in close proximity to the business is essential to provide for the patients effectively. And there were no written commitments.
Thank you very much. At this time, are there any questions to the planning staff from the board?
Nope.
All right,
No.
hearing none, all right. Sorry, Sayward. Hearing none, I would hear a motion for BZA 13-2020.
I'd make a motion to approve BZA 13-2020 on finding of fact.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Will you please call the roll?
Aaron Roberts,
Aye.
Sayward Salazar,
Aye.
Joe Green,
Aye. And with that, BZA 13-2020 passes.